All right, here we go. We may have another banner for the Rafters here on Hold My Banner. Travis Thomas here with the walking, talking producer extraordinaire, triple-double, Ante Campbell, balled out at UTEP and Fresno State. What it do, Tay?
What's up, Two T's? How are you doing today, bro?
I'm doing good, man. As you know, on this show, we cover all things Celtics, all things NBA, all things pop culture. In fact, I want to give you your flowers here.
Uh-oh.
I mean, the T-shirt game for you has been on a whole nother level. Now, today we're going Aaliyah, rest her soul.
Yep.
I saw you with a Guns N' Roses on a past Hold My Banner.
Yep.
I saw you with an Allen Iverson vintage tee on a past Hold My Banner.
Mm-hmm.
How about a Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay throwback?
Yes, sir.
Hit him with that 1-2. Hit him with that yeet.
Yep.
Throwback tees here on Hold My Banner. Your T-shirt game is just on another level. You're at mid-season form right now with your T-shirts.
Appreciate that. Look, my mom always taught me, you got to know where you came from to know where you're going. You know what I'm saying? So I always got to throw it back to those historical figures in the world. And, yeah, I just like to represent them, man.
Bro, I wish we had a flex bomb to drop when you said that, bro. Oh, my goodness. My man got bars. All right, we'll bring him back later in the program for some more bars as we get to Wicked or Kick It, where we judge NBA player drip, of course. But I want to start with, of course, my reaction to the Celtics handling a depleted Cavaliers team. We knew how this series would play out. Remember, at the beginning, I thought it would go 6. I thought the Cavs would kind of sneak a couple from you, but they weren't healthy. And quite frankly, they just were not up for the task. Even if they were healthy, we knew the Celtics would win the series. Kudos to the Celtics for getting it done, getting it over with. I mean, you look at all these other series, they're going into deep waters. Not this one. Celtics did the right thing by getting these guys up out of here. Now you get some additional rest, not only for your starters who are already playing, but we understand for Kristaps Porzingis. And look, style points be damned. Like, who cares? I know some of these games were closer than we wanted to. Celtics would kind of wait till the end of the game to start pulling away. I don't care about any of that. Just win, baby, and advance. So tip of the cap to the C's for making their third straight, conference finals in the East. Now, let me look at this from a Cavaliers perspective for a second, because I think we have to start giving the Celtics a little more credit for ending some of these franchises. I mean, they are literally ending some of these franchises. Think about this. Remember when they beat the Heat in the first round? Jimmy Butler was out, and everyone said, oh, well, that's easy. Jimmy Butler didn't play. Slow down. After that series, we played the clip right here on Hold My Banner. Remember, Pat Riley came out, and he came in hot and started calling out Jimmy Butler on availability. Tyler Hero on availability. So Pat Riley now, who's, respectfully a man of a certain age, a little long in the tooth, knows he doesn't have a ton of time left in this game. He's starting to feel that urgency. I want to make one more run at this thing. And these guys that he's calling out are literally his cornerstones. Doesn't matter, called him out. Well, you don't think that's going to cause some problems? Rumors Jimmy Butler didn't like that and all this kind of stuff. So stay tuned there in Miami, but it sure feels like the Celtics ended that current reign of that team, right? Look at the Cavs. How about this? A Shams report. This is hilarious. J.B. Bickerstaff's job in serious jeopardy after Donovan Mitchell and the vets doubted him. Now, all year long, you heard this out of Cleveland, that J.B. Bickerstaff was sort of falling out of favor and depending on their playoff run, if you will, would really depend on, would give J.B. Bickerstaff job security or not. Doesn't sound good there. Reports also, Darius Garland's reps at Clutch Sports. So that's LeBron's peeps. Could seek a trade if Donovan Mitchell extends. So we heard all year, Donovan Mitchell, a little concerned, disenchanted with the Cavaliers' maturity level. Could that be a Darius Garland thing? Young, explosive guard, similar skill set. Maybe, clearly those two don't work. So maybe that's the immaturity issue there. Evan Mobley's reps. Remember, Evan Mobley balled out in Game 5 against the Celtics. Well, allegedly his reps told the franchise, don't even draft me a few years back, and they did it any damn way, so he's unhappy. How about Jared Allen, a guy I thought would be back Game 7 against the Magic, and he refused, allegedly, to take an injection to play through injury against the Celtics. So it's a mess. And at some point, you have to start giving the Celtics some credit here for ending franchises. The Heat, the Cavs. You want to have the honest conversation. The Bucks haven't recovered since what the Celtics did to them a couple years back, right? New look team and everything. Still haven't recovered. 76ers either, if we're being honest. So I think Celtics deserve a little bit of credit here for not only beating these teams, but ending them. And by the way, when you hear all the talk, well, the Eastern Conference is so easy, this guy's hurt, that guy's hurt, it's a cakewalk to the finals. I mean, don't you have to look at some of this and give the Celtics some praise, some responsibility for ripping these teams apart? The East isn't a mess by a coinky-dink. I mean, the Celtics have literally taken a pound of flesh from some of these teams in the Eastern Conference over the years, and we're seeing it come to fruition now. All right, let me give you my official prediction for the Eastern Conference Finals. This is what I'm seeing. Celtics opponent. Now, in this Pacers-Knicks series, neither team has yet to lose at home. I believe that trend will continue. I think the Pacers, think about what they are in terms of makeup, in terms of metal. They're young, they're flashy, they like to get up and down and run. High tempo, high energy, emotional, like all young teams are. You don't think in a do-or-die situation at home, they're going to come out ready to play? Of course they are. We may see a defensive stop or two. It would be the first, but we may see it. But that works to their disadvantage. Although I believe the Pacers will push this to 7 games, I do believe they'll empty the tank to do it. I think at home, Game 6, all the emotion. I see a big game from Tyrese Halliburton, Miles Turner, all of them. I think all of them show up and play. Pascal Siakam. I think they all play well. They win that game, and then they go to Madison Square Garden in a Game 7. Good luck winning that. Jalen Brunson will drop and get you 50 by any means necessary. He will will the Knicks. They could win by a buzzer beater for all I know, Villanova style. But he will will the Knicks to a win on that stage under those lights. I'll take the Knicks in 7. But there's a couple advantages here. The Pacers extend the series. We already see the Knicks are a walking mash unit. And these players, sometimes in the NBA and in sports in general, you can almost play yourself healthy. But the Knicks have run the damn gas tank down the E so much. The gas light's already been on for months. They're puttering. I mean, they're running out of gas on the side of the road, and they're going to start hitchhiking in a second. So because of that, I mean, thank you, Pacers. If you can extend this to 7, Knicks go into the Eastern Conference Finals, hobbled, beat up, tied. I'm tied, boss. And that's advantage Celtics. Now, to all the fans who are outside of TD Garden chanting, bleep New York after knocking off the Cavs and finishing the Cavs, I believe you're going to get your wish, and we're going to get Knicks for the Eastern Conference Finals. And my God, Boston, New York, it's just a gift that keeps on giving, isn't it, for rivalries? We're going to get it all over again. It'll be an all-time series, maybe not in gameplay, but in trash talk. This could be the GOAT of series when it comes to trash talk between those two fan bases. And personally, I'm here for it. Here's Tyrese Halliburton on the big Game 6. First, Game 6 order in business at home for the Pacers. Here's Halliburton.
What do you think you have learned over the last few weeks as your first postseason and first for this group that you're with as well, maybe for a lot of guys on that roster? So anything that you feel like you picked up along the way, like that you know more about how to play in a playoff series now than you did a few weeks ago?
I feel like it's something I can reflect on after, playoffs is done. I think just the importance on a possession-to-possession basis has changed drastically from the regular season. Everything, there's more limelight on, what you're doing, and I think plays stick with me more than they probably do in the regular season because you're going to play another team the next day versus, you got to see this team again. So I would say that the biggest thing is just on a possession-to-possession basis, how can we maintain and our, our emotions and things like that. I think that we're human beings. We're competitors. When things are going good, everybody's high, everybody's excited. And when things are going bad, I think we just got to do a better job of coming together as a group and not, getting into it. I felt like we were a little frenzied today. Obviously, the Garden is a great environment, and they have a great fan base, but we just got to do a better job of coming together as a group. I felt like we kind of split there in the first quarter, and then never really, responded the right way. So we got to do a better job coming together as a group, and that starts with me as the leader.
He is a leader. I do believe, though, they will come together as a group at home, handle their business, extend the series. And this is predictable with young teams. I mean, we watched it in the development of the Celtics as well with the young players. Tatum was young. Jaylen Brown were young, still trying to get their legs under them. These things happen. Now I don't know what the hell happens at home with the Celtics, but generally when you're young, you do obviously win those home games because you need them. You need them for confidence. It's harder to go on the road in this league and win playoff games, especially in a building like Madison Square. So at home, I think the Pacers extend the series. Now, I want to go out west because I alluded to this at the start of the playoffs, and I remember saying it, and to his credit, our esteemed producer, Ante Campbell, said, oh, okay, that's a bold prediction, but I could kind of see it. I alluded to the fact that if the Dallas Mavericks could beat the Los Angeles Clippers at that time, I said I would not be shocked if the winner of this series goes to the finals. At the time, Ante and I were both on the Clippers, but it's Luka you're dealing with here, and Kyrie, who's a champion. So now I've seen enough. I'm ready to be a little more bold about it. I think the Mavericks are going to end up playing the Celtics in the NBA Finals. Advantage Celtics for a few reasons. Better them than the Nuggets or the Timberwolves in terms of physicality, right? I mean, and I would say size on the interior as well. Timberwolves and Nuggets both, we understand, have absolute monsters on the inside, especially Denver. But here's how Dallas is going to get there. If you notice, in that series I talked about with the Clippers, right? There were moments there where Luka carried you, Kyrie disappeared. Then on the flip side, there were moments Kyrie showed up. Luka, hey, what's going on? You look at the box score, it's like, what happened to Luka tonight? Somehow, some way, they persevered. They kept chugging along. They won that series. A lot of people at the time, myself included to a certain extent, thought, it's more of a knock on the Clippers than it is so much the Mavs are some great team. Then, now we get to this point, you run into the Thunder, and you say, boy, that's a young upstart. Before the series started, all you heard, young upstart Thunder team. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander got robbed for MVP. This could be his moment in the playoffs to really come out and show the league this and show. No one was even talking about the Mavericks. Same thing is happening now, where Kyrie carried him early. Luka was playing defense. So much so, he got banged up. I made a joke about it here on Hold My Banner of like, hey, this is what happens when you actually play defense. You can get injured. You can get hurt because defense is effort. It means playing every possession. Well, sure enough, here we are. What happens? Kyrie carries him. Then Luka shows up finally. Kyrie's not great. They've been carrying each other all playoffs long. It's only a matter of time, I believe, and I believe it'll happen in the Western Conference Finals. My official prediction, they finish off the young Thunder, who have a bright future. We all understand it. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's amazing. But credit to the Mavs in that team defense-wise, they figured out SGA is going to cook. There's really nothing we can do against that guy. Let's shut everyone else down, and it's working. I'll get you the box score from Game 5 in a second here. I mean, it's working. I think that is the formula. So my point is this. At some point in the Western Conference Finals, because I'm putting them in it, Kyrie and Luka will come together at the same time, and it's going to be an issue for whoever. It's just going to be an issue. I think they're going to get to the NBA Finals because if you've got this far with Kyrie good, Luka not so much. Oh, Luka showed up, but Kyrie's kind of dropped off. These two are too great of players, and unlike some of the other duos around the league, we talk about Atlanta a lot with Trae Young and DeJounte Murray. Just talked about Donovan Mitchell in Cleveland. We're still trying to figure out, does Tyrese Maxey and Embiid work? Do they need more? There's a ton of combinations in this league that we think work, but not really, and we're not seeing the evidence. These two actually work. They complement each other's games, and that says a lot because both of them has had issues with chemistry and meshing with other stars. Luka has run a couple stars out of Dallas now. Jalen Brunson, I know it was a money thing, but still, right? Kristaps Porzingis was there. Everyone thought that was going to work. No, it didn't. Don't even get me started on Kyrie and his history. Outside of LeBron, who has he meshed with besides no one? So I think at some point we've seen on the court their styles do mesh well. They seem to get along. I think it clicks. I think the light bulb goes off for the Mavs. They will get to the finals. Now, think about this from a storyline perspective. This is what I think about all the time. That's why I'm sharing it. Tatum and Luka, both right now, vying to be the faces of the league, right? Now, you're competing with others, but if this is the finals, you don't think this is a legacy ring for either one of those guys? Of course it is. If Tatum wins, think about what that means in this city. Wearing that jersey, that brand, all the accolades he's already collected. Now you get a ring against Luka, a guy who, look at his side of it. He's got a lot of criticism over the years for some of the things I've said. It hasn't really worked out. Is it the Mavs' fault that they haven't got the right combo? Is it Luka's fault that he can't get along with anyone? He's obviously one of the greats in this game, maybe of all time, with his skill set. But questions about laziness and does he really want it, doesn't play defense, all these things. Legacy ring for Luka if he can knock off the mighty Celtics. So you have that storyline angle. And how about this one? I'm going to make you laugh with this. Kyrie, every single time he comes back to the Garden during that series. Can you imagine? I mean, what if it goes 7 and you get a Kyrie back in the Garden for a game 7? I mean, the expletives, the foul language. Oh, it's going to be great. His antics. Will he burn sage again? Like, it's just going to be fantastic. So I think storyline-wise, two big markets, ratings, interest, a casual fan would absolutely watch Luka against Tatum in the finals because that's what the NBA would market, rightfully so, right? So, look, you're not getting Celtics-Lakers, right? So the next best thing, if you're not getting Magic and Bird, it will be Tatum, Luka. We can market that. Boom, put them together. So that's my pick there for the NBA Finals. And with that, let's bring our esteemed producer back in, Ante Campbell, for a little game of Wick It or Kick It, NBA player drip style. Now, Ante, you remember I wasn't quite as bold at the beginning of the playoffs, but I've seen enough now. I feel like I have a large enough sample size. Luka's playing himself healthy. Mm-hmm. Give me the Mavs in the finals. Your thoughts?
Whew, Trav, I don't know if I'm ready to go down that route just yet. Right. I got to see what happens in Game 6. I think the Thunder are going to play better. We'll talk about a little bit about that later. Okay. But really, I really wanted to talk about D. Mitch because I need my applause because you told me that the best place would be the Cavs for him. Yeah. And I'm just going to bring this graphic up real quick as we talk about it. He grew frustrated with some of his teammates, right? Their lack of maturity, their focus, playoff level readiness, and willingness to listen during the playoffs this year. Like, come on, Trav. Yeah. I told you that he was needed to leave the Cavaliers, and it's clearly obvious now that we see all these reports from Shams that you brought up. Yeah. So I just want my applause. For that one as well.
Can we hold the applause first? Yeah. Can I just rebuttal? Okay. And then we'll see if you still deserve the applause?
Yes.
Do you remember my knock on Donovan Mitchell? It was a specific word I used, intangibles. Yep. Now, not saying there wasn't immaturity there in Cleveland. Mm-hmm. Clearly it was. I believe it's Darius Garland, according to what Shams put out there, right? But, I mean, Ante, if you have the intangibles, if you are a leader, like what we see from some of these other stars, don't you help get the team in line? You're the mature one, right? You're the grown-up. Yeah. Get these guys in line then. Yeah. I don't believe – that's my issue with Donovan Mitchell. Gifted. Awesome. I don't believe he can be your leader. I don't believe he can be your number one option on a championship-level team. Yep. Now, we've blamed the franchises so far in his career. Yep. We said we got to get him out of Utah. Now we're saying you got to get out of Cleveland. Everyone's too immature. At what point are we going to hold Donovan Mitchell accountable for not being a leader? That's my issue. Being a leader doesn't mean dropping 30 every night. That's part of it. But can you lead? Can you galvanize? If your team's immature and you're the vet, you're the OG, get them in line. Yeah. I mean, it's the reverse on this show. I'm your OG, but you're mature. You keep me in line all the time. You know why? You have intangibles. Yes, you're a leader. I actually believe I deserve a round of applause for that.
You do.
Right?
Claps
Let's give each other a round of applause. Yes, look, you're going to be right. He's out of Cleveland, right?
Yeah. Yep.
We'll see where he goes. I know you like Philly. I think Philly could work because Embiid's your leader, for better or worse.
Yeah.
And Tyrese Maxey can kind of figure it out. He's the kind of guy that will get in where he fits in. So I think Philly could work, but it will be interesting.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, time for Wicked or Kick It, your favorite part.
All right.
We got Drew Holiday first.
Uncle Drew?
Uncle Drew. What do you think of this fit, Trav?
I mean, listen, it's very 90s. The coat there is I mean, that's got Fresh Prince of Bel-Air all over it, doesn't it?
Yep.
The graphic tee there, the stonewash, cut off Florida jorts.
Yep.
I mean, the shorts have Gainesville all over it, doesn't it?
Yep.
The slides with socks. Yeah, I mean, I'm cool with this, I guess. It's you didn't have to do that, Greg. I'm giving props to the outfit. I'm gonna go kick it, I think. And he just zooms in on them ugly ass socks with the. But you know what? It's fine. It's very Drew Holiday. Like I think he's understated.
Yeah.
I think you know what, bro? We're just talking about Donovan Mitchell and his lack of leadership. We think.
Yep.
This guy has leadership in droves, right? I mean, he has leadership falling out of the pockets of those jorts. That's how much leadership he has.
Yeah.
And this outfit kind of fits his personality, Ante. He not flashy, doesn't want the spotlight, doesn't want the attention, still stylish.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted, right? He's not showing up in his pajamas here, but it's understated. And what do we always see? You know, these Gucci bags and these Louis Vuitton bags. Look what he's got.
Water.
Greg, go ahead and zoom in on that water bottle right there. I mean, that right there, that is a Target special. He went to Target right next door to us and and got that water bottle for $7.99 on sale, clearance.
Yep.
Mother's Day clearance rack. Like I appreciate that about Drew Holiday, and I think that's who he is.
Yeah.
I also do appreciate the moisturizer because I'm not going to lie. When I first, Greg, if we could zoom in again back on the knees. When I first saw this outfit, the first thing I did as someone who looks for funnies was I was going to make fun of his ashy knees.
Yep.
I'm not going to lie to you. But he's good, man. Cocoa butter's on point.
Yep.
I like Drew Holiday. I'm going, now it's a barely kick it. It's barely, because it's borderline. Them Gainesville shorts is getting to me.
Yeah.
But I'll go kick it here because it fits his personality.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm like borderline too. As we know,
right.
my scale 7 and above is Wicked. This one's probably like a 6.5 for me. So I'm going to point out the shorts as well. You know what they reminded me of as soon as I saw them?
What?
Those jean shorts. Dukes of Hazzard, man. He got the Daisy Dukes on. Like, bro, what are you doing? Like, what are these, man? You know what I'm saying? It looks like, and then he's got the slides to go with it. It looks like he had a nice fit on, right? And then he got home, he started taking stuff off, and his wife goes, "Hey, can you take the trash out?" And he just threw on the slides, walked out the house, slid the trash bag down the stairs, and threw it outside.
I'm looking up the Dukes of Hazzard lyrics. Because I used to love that song. Just a good old boys, never meaning no harm, beats all you ever saw, got in trouble with the law since the day they were born.
Hey.
Making their way right? And they had the General Lee car, man. That show was, what you know about that? Yo,
Hey,
you know
man,
about
come
that
on.
Dukes of Hazzard?
Hey, look, like you said, I'm an old soul. All right, let's flip it down. We got to talk about Miles Turner.
All right.
What do you think of Miles Turner's fit from Game 5
Whoa.
in New York?
What? Wow. What in the runway is going on here? Look, generally speaking, I make fun of Miles Turner's fits.
Yeah.
You and I spent a few minutes today on the internet looking at some of his all-time greats and laughing at them. Mm-hmm. However, let the record show, Ante, this one, kick it. You know I love when these players dress up. This is a wonderful suit. Black pinstripe, fitted nice. He got the ice on with the Nino Brown black turtleneck underneath. Yeah, I'm with this. This is a good look right here for Miles Turner. He's played well in this series, too.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, you've already shipped him to New Orleans, I believe it was.
That's correct.
Right? Yeah, okay.
Hopefully.
I remember. I listened to you.
Yep.
I know you think I don't, but I do. This is kick it for me. Anytime you have anyone in a suit or dressed up, professional coming in the game, it always reminds me of the old school when I was a kid when these guys would show up in suits.
Yeah.
I dig it, man. I like this look a lot for him.
Yeah. I like this fit a lot as well. Look, you know what it reminds me of? He's in New York. He looks like a New York mob boss. He looks like he's going to say, you come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding and ask me for a favor. You know what I'm saying? But it's dope, though. It's dope. He looks menacing, you know what I mean, as we see. And the pinstripes are cool. Like, growing up is realizing that turtlenecks and pinstripes are cool, and he's rocking both in this fit. I like the chains as an accent, so I'm gonna go wicked on this one. This is actually a really high one for me. You weren't as high on this. This is a 9.4 for me.
Oh,
Trav.
wow!
It's one of my favorites that we've seen so far.
Wow!
I really love this fit from him.
All
so
right.
he's doing a great job.
Yeah, I like that. All right.
Now we got Lou Dort.
Oh Lord, see, you do this on purpose. I barely go wicked for Drew Holiday.
Yep.
I go all the way wicked for Miles Turner, and then I believe you do this just so I can hate. And you know I love hating. I'm kicking the hell out of this outfit. I mean, what is this, bro? Like, this is very. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of like mixtape Jeezy. Like, this is too. This is too early to mid 2000s for me, bro. Like, I look at this and I immediately think Trap or Die 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah.
I can't. This is not. I don't like it. I don't like the writing on the jeans is not my thing. How many tones of jean is there? Like, if you go up a little bit, Greg, scroll up a little bit here. Our esteemed director, Greg, we're working hard as always to give us the best angles. When I first saw this, right there, Greg, when I first saw this, Ante,
Yep.
I thought he was sagging.
Man.
I didn't realize it was a stupid material. I thought he was sagging. And I was like, bro, what are you doing? You got your whole ass out. But then I realized it was just the material of the jeans. I hate it. I hate everything about it, and it stinks. Now, up top, the hoodie is cool. Like, it's a normal hoodie.
Yeah.
If you wear that hoodie with normal jeans, then I would say, well, it's kind of bland, but you can't really knock it, so it'll be a barely wicked, like Drew Holiday was. But when you wear that hoodie with the combination of them jeans, I can't do it. Is his favorite letter R? Like, why is there so many R's on his pants? I don't like. Is it so we enunciate Dort? Like, we want to put more emphasis on the syllable for the R in his name, Lou Dort. Like, I don't get it. It's dumb. This outfit's dumb. Kick it.
Yeah, I'm with you. The first thing I thought was sagging as well. I thought he was sagging when he was wearing these. You know what it made me think of?
What?
It's like when you see those movies and the dude gets caught at some woman's house who already has a husband, and he had to run out with his pants hanging around his ankles, so the bottom of his pants are dragging on the floor.
Lou Dort looked like he in an episode of Cheaters.
Yeah, and now he looks like he's doing the walk of shame on the way home. And he ain't got no shoes on, and because he left the shoes at the house because he had to run out so fast.
And somebody's interviewing him, and he's just saying, I mean, he's out of breath. I mean, she told me he was at work. I didn't know. I didn't know he was coming home. You know,
That's it. And then he's got the long drawstrings on the hoodie. It looks like he had to pull the drawstrings because he was trying to hide his face while he was running out the house.
Bro, I know when he washed that hoodie, he got to find that damn drawstring. I know it comes out
every time, Trav. It's like one on this side, one on the other side. He's getting the straw. He's like, hey, baby. He's asking his girl before he walks out. He's like, hey, baby, are my drawstrings matched up? Are they the same length? You know what I mean?
I'm crying. Look at his face. His face knows this outfit dumb as hell. I didn't have time to put this together. I'm on this episode of Cheaters. Damn it, man. I got a game tonight.
Yeah. All right.
That's
Enough
fantastic.
about him.
Fantastic.
Now, that's it for Wicked or Kick It. But we need to talk about one other shirt that we saw around the league.
Oh, we got another fit? All right.
Just this shirt is really what we want to highlight.
Yeah. I saw
Jason
that.
Tatum on the way back from Cleveland to Boston for Game 5. He wore this shirt to the airport.
Yeah.
It says, "We want Boston." So he's trolling a little bit for all the fans. Well, really for those Cavaliers fans in the first series yelling out, "We want Boston," as they were beating the Magic. So what do you think about this, Travis?
I mean, this is what I told you. He finally got pissed off. And I'm so happy. Like, all the noise from the media and the fans, is he truly the man? Is he built for this? Blah, blah, blah. You see him complaining constantly to the refs because he's not getting the superstar calls like he believes he should. This was on his snap. Jason Tatum posted on his snap. So you can see here he's getting hit on the wrist, and he's saying, and I got a tech. So I just think he's being spicy-mouthed, and I like it. He's mad, finally. We have seen, look, his personality, Tay, is so laid back. Yep. And I respect that. You have to be who you are. And we all respect each other as individuals, right? I'm loud and obnoxious. I mean, it caused me problems my whole life until I could go on TV and be loud and obnoxious. Right. Woo! But he's quiet, he's understated, and he plays like his personality at times. That's what drives us nuts.
Yeah.
It's not until he gets upset and shows some emotion, he becomes demonstrative, that he plays his best basketball.
100%.
So him wearing the shirt, him talking his stuff on Snap, I love it. Him barking at the refs, getting texts, I like it. I love it. I need some more of it. Jason Tatum, give us more emotion because you play better. If he can stay in this lane he's in right now with his attitude, he's upset, right?
Yep.
They're going to win the title. That's what you need out of him. Yeah. So I'm cool with this, to be honest.
Yeah, I love it. And I also love the fact that we got a response from Max Strus. Now, this was just funny. And to give the context for this whole entire outfit thing that Max Strus had going on, this was coming into Game 5 after Tatum wore the shirt. So presumably he probably saw that shirt and wanted to troll back at Tatum. We know that Max Strus absolutely hates the Boston Celtics.
Yes.
Because they cut him back.
We hate him too. We hate him too, and he stinks.
Because they cut him back in 2019 to make room for Javonte Green. And he was on a 2-way contract with the Celtics at the time, and he never got the chance to even play a game for the C's before he got cut. So, of course, he's going to wear this Panthers jersey because we know the Boston Bruins are unfortunately down 3-2 against these Panthers, the Florida Panthers, and obviously he played in Miami in Florida before here. So, yeah,
Listen, this is all an encompassing thing. I know you have video of this. Tatum doing this, the fans last night, I alluded to this earlier, outside of the Garden, chanting "Bleep New York."
Yep.
That's all part of it. I just, even the fans are starting to push back now because we've seen all these other fan bases chanting "We want Boston." And just like Tatum is pushing back on all the haters and the doubters and the naysayers, now the fans are pushing back on these other idiot fan bases. Yeah, we'll bleep you too. So I like that. I like everything that's going on here. Now, let's break down this Game 6 of the Mavs and the Thunder because, I teased this earlier that I was going to give you the box score, but basically SGA had 30 points. He was SGA. He is who he is in Game 5. Yep. But listen to these. I'm going to leave the names out of it. Listen to these other totals from teammates. 13 points, 12 points, 12 points, 11 points, 6 points, 3 points, a donut, 3 points. I mean, I think the Mavs have this figured out now, Tay. They're shutting everyone else down. SGA is going to eat. There's really nothing you can do in his greatness anyways. I think the Mavs have this figured out. I believe they win Game 6 at home in the series, and I think they're going to go to the NBA Finals.
Wow. Yeah, I am on the opposite spectrum. I think the Thunder push this to 7, and I think the Mavs then take it there in OKC. But I have to say this. Isaiah Joe and Lou Dort, both incredibly great shooters. 2 for 8, which is not good enough.
Right.
But it was a total of what their team did, 25% from 3 in that Game 5. They're going to be better in Game 6. I think this is their opportunity to kind of do that back and forth, which the series has kind of been, each team taking the game, every time. Yeah. And the Thunder will have the opportunity now to take it to Game 7, and I think they will do so.
Okay, fair enough. For all things Boston sports and pop culture, roll with us on Boston Has Entered the Chat. Check out the full episode on YouTube, Facebook, and wherever you get your podcast. All right, now let's go to the WNBA because we talk so much about Caitlin Clark balling out. We'll hear later in the show from Sun president Jen Rosati as well. But we talked so much about Caitlin Clark and broke all that down, Ante, that there were some other rookies who made their debut and looked good, albeit in losses. But we understand these teams have high draft picks for a reason. It's going to take time for these youngsters to turn around their franchises. But they are showing they can ball right out of the gate. Even Angel Reese, with what she had to overcome in her debut, eventually, as the game went on, got in her rhythm. How about this? Angel Reese, debut, 12 points and 8 boards. Cameron Brink, 11 points. She was all over the place in that game. I think the WNBA is in great shape with these youngsters. These rookies can ball, Ante, and I was impressed with both Angel Reese and Cameron Brink in their debuts as well.
Yeah, I would agree. They both did really well. I really want to highlight that one crossover we saw from Cameron Brink. She almost shook the girl out of her shoes and went to the rim, dropped off a nice dime, and they got the bucket after that. She looked great. She was hitting the three. She looked fantastic. I really want to see them get out of Long Beach State, though. I don't like them playing at that in the pyramid at that court. I want to see them in a WNBA, NBA-sized arena. That would be great to see. But, and then, of course, Angel Reese, she's going to continue to be great. What are they calling her now? Chi-Town Barbie instead of Bayou Barbie? Chi-Town Barbie, she's going to continue to be better. She had a little bit of a slow start as well, but ended up getting the pluck, getting the layup as her first bucket. So welcome to the WNBA, ladies. You both did great. I also wanted to quickly point this out, Trav. The Atlanta Dream continue the trolling that we've seen a lot in this episode. So they tore down the Hollywood side, and then on the L's, they got the dates that they've beaten the Sparks. So we just, it's a whole lot of trolling going on in the basketball world, and I'm here for it.
You know what I think it is? I think ever since the Kendrick-Drake beef, everyone's just going at everyone now. You notice that? Everyone's got a problem with everyone. It's very aggressive. It's a lot of diss tracks going on now, not just in music, but all over everything. All right, let's get to this. Jennifer Rosati, team president of the Connecticut Sun, joined Sophia on episode 2 of Respect Her Game. She was able to give some insight on the draft class we're just talking about here and how the hype from this class has impacted the league overall. Take a listen.
I heard you say earlier, I'm saying yes. I'm telling my PR person we want to grow the game. I'm saying yes to everything. So what kind of things do you, if you're having people watch this, do you want them to know about what you're doing, the NBA, the WNBA? What kind of a message or impression would you like to leave them with?
I just, I think that it's important to me that they give us a chance, right? That come to a game, watch us on TV. Learn about who we are. I don't want people to support us out of pity. I don't want people to just invest in women because they feel like this is the right thing to do right now.
Right.
I want them to feel like this is a good decision for me, whether it's a business decision to invest in women because I'm going to see a great ROI, or it's a great decision as a fan or a father of daughters, right? I want to invest in the WNBA and this product because it's a great decision. And it makes, again, it's fulfilling me. And so But in order to do that, you got to come. You got to show up, right? So we have this game in Boston on August 20th, right? So all of these New England fans that maybe don't want to always travel to Connecticut, not that it's far,
Right.
can easily come and see us on August 20th. And I promise if they come and see us, they're going to want to drive an hour and a half the next time to see us in Connecticut, or they're going to want to flip on the TV and see the WNBA play. I want to create fans of the game. I want it to translate from, October to April when it's college season, and then May to October when it's the WNBA season. But I want people to appreciate these women for who they are and for being world-class athletes and the best at what they do. So just come and give us a chance. I promise you won't be disappointed, and you'll be for our team at least. You will not leave the game without being a fan of some of our players. And so it's an exciting way to play. It's an exciting time for women's basketball, and go ahead and jump on the bandwagon. We will take all the bandwagon fans because we know that it right now is the time.
Ante, you and I have talked about this. We are more than willing to make that trek to go check out the Connecticut Sun games this season. I would love to do a Hold My Banner from there, to be honest with you, bro.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited for this team. They were great in the debut game of Caitlin Clark, and they have me excited to watch more. I can't wait for that August 20th game, like she was talking about. Jen Rosati, Connecticut Sun president. They play the Suns. That's going to be, the Sparks. That's going to be an amazing game against Cameron Brink as well. I'm excited to see how they guard her as well because, once again, she was fantastic in her debut game.
Yeah, she was.
It's going to be exciting. I'm here for it. I'm ready to jump on the bandwagon, even though I've been rocking with the WNBA for a couple of years now.
Same.
But, I'm here for all the hype.
I covered the Mystic for a long time down in D.C., and they had a lot of success there with that franchise. So I'm with you. I've been covering the WNBA for a long time, and now seeing this influx of new, young, exciting talent is obviously great for the league. Where did you say that Cameron Brink and the Sparks played? Long Beach State?
Yeah, Long Beach State.
Have you played in that gym?
Yeah, I played in that gym, and
okay.
I actually have a memory of me watching one of my first ever college basketball games.
Come on.
In that gym. I watched North Carolina play at Long Beach State
back
in the day.
Beat the hell out of them, didn't they?
Yes,
I'm sure.
Of course. But the Pyramid is a great place, but these ladies are so box office.
Right.
You're not going to be able to hold all the fans in there eventually. So we need to get them up out of there and get them into a real NBA, WNBA arena.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, to check out Respect Her Game, check out that full episode on YouTube, Facebook, and wherever you get your podcast. Great stuff from them as well. Ante, great stuff from you, my friend. We'll see you again next time. Thank you for your contributions to this fine program, sir.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
All right, I want to end it here since we're talking about it. Tip of the cap to the ladies of the WNBA. It's just fantastic right now what they have going on. Look, you don't see this very often in sports, but it's almost like a perfect storm in a way. They have caught lightning in a bottle because you have this combo of young, upstart, exciting, absolute superstars, big personalities, big games, big brands in the NIL world now. These kids coming to these pro leagues with brands. So they have done that. Check. Then you have a perfect blend on the other side of a ton of veterans in the WNBA who are already established, already have big brands in that league, already have won titles, already have accolades and awards. So really, they're not too old either. They're still in their prime, a lot of those vets. In the NBA right now, we're looking at the back nine of LeBron and Durant and some of these other stars. Not in the WNBA. A lot of your veteran stars are in their prime, peak. Then you have the young influx of the ladies we just talked about in the league now. It's a perfect time for the WNBA. You see expansion. Ratings have never been higher. Hell, ticket prices have never been higher. But the tickets, even though they're high, they're selling like hotcakes. So kudos to the WNBA. To be honest, I feel honored to talk about it and blessed to continue to cover it and talk about it here on Hold My Banner and other shows that we have here at Nesson. And even further than that, I feel really proud that my daughter and my son, who are extremely young, just getting into sports, very impressionable, are locked in with me and watching this stuff and growing with the league. It's fantastic. It's a fantastic time to be a basketball fan, point blank, period. For all of our best content of the day, make sure you follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Let's see what the Celtics do. I gave you my official prediction. Celtics, Mavs, NBA Finals. We'll watch it play out together. For Travis Thomas and Ante Campbell, hold my banner until we hold it again. It's like hold my beer, only with championships. Peace.